everyone, welcome to the introduction speech. This is an overview of the speech that you'll be doing with us, one of the first ones that you have with us, which is kind of an interesting experience. I want to mention that the primary purpose of this assignment is for us to get to know each other a little bit, and also for me to understand a baseline for your skill set and experience level. So I want to know a little bit about how you manage anxiety, a little bit about how you speak, what you're comfortable with, and get kind of a general idea. So it's a get your feet wet speech for you and a skill assessment for me. And I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview in terms of what's required for this particular speech. So the time limit for this one is 2 to 3 minutes. You have a little bit of leeway on either side, so you can do about 1.5 minutes up to 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes. Most people go around 2 to 2.5 minutes, and it's usually pretty fast. You may think that standing up there for 2 minutes is very difficult, but in reality it goes by quite quickly. Now, the theme of this speech centers around a life motto. So your goal is to share with us how your life experience can be summed up, or a major part of you can be summed up in a life motto. Now that can be a quote, it can be a literal motto, it can be a number of things, and I'll give you an example here in a second. On the day of the speech, all I need from you is your final outline, which you'll hear much more about in the unit, as well as you yourself. And there'll be all those details about where to go and when to go and how to get there and all of that as you get closer. So don't worry too much about those right now. Just worry about creating what you need for this speech. So again, I said this is 2 to 3 minutes. On average, people break down this 2 to 3 minutes in this way here. About 30 seconds for the intro, maybe 2-ish minutes for the body, and then about 15 seconds for the conclusion. This is not a set in stone time arrangement. So you can do a variation of this. This is just kind of approximately what we see in this type of speech. So that's kind of an overview of the timing. Now, as far as the theme goes, the life motto that I mentioned can come in a lot of different ways. You can do a quote, say from your favorite film character, or your favorite book author, or maybe a famous person or a friend or a family member that says something that you feel really resonates with you. Or it can be a literal motto. So for me personally, I like this motto, Dare to Defy. And it was based off of the motto for the CW network. So it's a little cheesy, but go with me on this. Their motto is Dare to Defy. And if you've ever watched any of their shows, I particularly like the superhero shows, they talk a lot about topics that are kind of sensitive, usually political topics or social topics that people are uncomfortable discussing in a mass media context. So I like that they are willing to push the envelope a little bit. And not only are they as a business willing to do that, but the characters within each of the shows are willing to do that as well. So I personally feel that's a good life motto for me. I feel that now if I can keep that in my mind, I can start to experience life without fear of social implications or anything else that would hold me back from being who I am. So Dare to Defy would be my life motto. Now, in addition to that, I could have pulled a quote from, say, one of my favorite characters, or a quote from a book that I enjoy or that I really like, and I could have done that one instead. But I personally like this one, and I think that would work really well for this type of speech. So think about what you are comfortable with, what you know, and see if there's anything that might fit into this theme for your speech. Now, when I mentioned earlier that all I need is your outline and you on the day of the speech, you will be given a bunch of details about that. So you will, like I said, be given a lot of information about how to get there and when and where and such. But there's also a lot of details about the outline. You'll be given all kinds of instructions, and this is just kind of a starting place. So there are other templates and things like that that you can take a look at. So hopefully this gives you everything you need. If you have questions or concerns about it, as always, I'm there to answer them as much as I can. But hopefully this will give you a good starting place. See you soon.